Yes, YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. Yes, YouTube.
Right then, so our first ever podcast, kinda. We've sound because unfortunately we sat here this time last week, had a great podcast, and when I played it back there was no sound at all, so that's my fault. I put a little post out on Instagram recently asking the guys that follow us on Instagram if there's any questions they've got to ask us, and we've got quite a few questions here which we're going to run through. The first question I got I'm not actually going to say, but what I am going to say is Adam from Skills Loop. You're just trying to embarrass me, so I'm not going to say that. Alright, he's blowing me up like he does. Nothing bad, but I can't talk about that. Let's just say it's natural. I was born like it. Alright, cool. So on to the next one. The next question is from Mr. _M1987, which I'm guessing is his date of birth, the year he was born. Best entry level suspension bike recommendation. Ash, I think you came good with that last week, didn't you?
I thought we talked about Boardman full sussers. I think you can get a couple of nice options from, grand, 1,200 quid thereabouts. I think Calibre Lost as well is a good option if you go to go outdoors or whatever. I think go outdoors. Is it Decathlon as well that do Calibre, or is that a different brand? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So, I mean, they had some rave reviews actually. They've had some really, really good reviews. I think, if you're talking, if that's your idea of budget, £1,000 plus, which you've got to spend at least £1,000 really for a decent full susser. Those are your two main options. I think if you start trying to go into the big brands around, your lower end of the budget, you're just going to come away with something which is going to be under spec. You're going to have a decent brand, but the kit's not going to be right. I think if you want to spend a bit more, 1,800 quid to maybe 2.5, which is still classed as entry level, and I think some of the direct sales options might be a good bet as well. Actually, your Canyons and your sort of the one there.
Carrera.
Oh, what's it called, man?
Oh, it's not Carrera?
No, it's not Carrera.
Oh, right, okay.
I wouldn't... Carrera are alright, but it's a big enough, if you're going to ride your towpath.
Because...
But I think if you're actually going to be getting out and doing some proper serious mountain biking trials, I think...
But that was the other. That was the other thing, wasn't it? Though, like if you're just starting out, we're saying don't spend more than £1,000 on a bike unless you've minted. If you're minted, spend a lot. But if you're just starting out, then like having an entry level bike. What I saw as an entry level bike was a Carrera. There's nothing. It's strong enough to, even down to the cockpit. The stem that they use on them. They're strong enough to withhold a trail ride. I wouldn't necessarily do an uplift day or downhill on it. But it's...
Yeah, and that kind of comes down to the whole, the chappies asked the questions mentioned about like a full susser, but like you say, if you're talking about like entry level bikes full stop, I think you probably are better off with an entry level bike buying a hardtail. I think you're always going to make yourself a better rider by starting out on a hardtail, and you can kind of, I'm not saying you should always make life difficult for yourself by buying something inferior and then gradually working your way up. I do believe that you buy cheap, you buy twice. You might as well get what you want in the first time around. But I think if you are shopping to a budget, you're better off spending your £1,000 on a nice hardtail and honing your skills, and then when the budget allows, go for something a bit nicer as a full susser once you've got your skills dialed, rather than going in at the £1,000 price point and just kind of really limiting yourself to what you can afford, really. So I think
fair play. Okay, well, let's just go around the clock real quick. So your first bike, mine was first mountain bike. When you first started mountain biking, mine was a Carrera Fury. Justin?
Ghost ASX 500 or something like that.
Levels. Yeah, levels from the... You were levels from the off, weren't you? Yeah. Ash?
Boardman team full susser class bike, man. I'd have that again. I'd actually just, I'd love another one of them.
And I'll back it up with that because I really enjoyed my Boardman Pro, which was hardtail, like really first carbon bike, really lightweight, and loved riding that. So yeah, cool. All right, cool. Well, I hope that answered the question for you, Mr. M1987. Moving on to the next one. You remember this idle rider? This one's yours, just in it. Have you ever got so wrecked you passed out? Tell us about it. I've got loads of stories where I've done it. Loads.
I passed out loads of times, to be honest. I've actually fell asleep in the middle of a jungle hysteria rave before. So, yeah. There was another time, more recent, someone's big birthday in Liverpool. That was another one. Yeah, blame the Chirac on that night out.
Yeah, just in so didn't want to come out.
That was your big birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah,
I won't mention the number.
No, we don't.
Told off last time.
Yeah, we don't talk about numbers. But yeah, that was a great night. One of the best nights I've ever had for sure. And yeah, it was just to recap on that. It was just funny because we all snuck out the hotel, and Justin woke up and no one was there. And then when he ran out the hotel, he was like, we were all at the top of the street, and he was like, come running up with his clothes and that in his arms. Oh, it was hilarious. So funny. And then slept all the way home from Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, and for the next 2 days. I don't like drinking, man.
Good stuff. I tell you, there was a time when I fell asleep. I've been out all day, and I went to a nightclub in Birmingham, and I fell asleep, and I just woke up on like the sound system speaker boxes. Yeah, they're all set up in the corner. I was sat on them, and I woke up. I was like, oh god, I don't know how long I've been asleep for. Anyway, I went to the toilet. When I went in there, these guys I've never seen before in my life went, hey, he's awake! Come on! And you know weird that is. Just so absolute strangers going, like celebrating the fact that I'm actually awake. And I felt like I should be spending more time with them, but I quickly got out of there. Ash, have you ever done it?
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I've definitely had some. Maybe not. I've actually had some very close shaves on the job after a heavy session. I almost fitting a battery for a Hallam's customer. I was fucking. Oh, hang on, I can't swear in this, but almost managed to kill myself, man. I had to keep on dipping back inside the shop every like 5 minutes to pretend to go and get another tour, man. So I just couldn't hold it down. Kept on feeling like I was going to throw up in the guy's engine bay. Anyway, I eventually got like 40 minutes in this battery change, and I've got the ratchet out, and I managed to touch the two terminals together, set myself flying with the ratchet drive flying into a fence behind me, and the guy comes and stands over the top of me. He's like, mate, you okay? I had to go and get somebody else to finish the job off, man. I was wasted. I had to go home.
No way. Well, listen, just off the back of that, we're not promoting drinking, and especially not drinking to the extent where you don't know where you are, or you're falling asleep or anything like that. It's not cool. It's fun to sort of look back on and laugh about, but actually we're talking to a generation of youngsters now that just don't live the same lifestyle that we actually, I'll say we as in me and Justin more so, I think, lived. Because these guys nowadays, they're all about the fitness and mint teas, and they know what they're doing, don't they? Which is a much better place, really. I'm kind of glad that my daughters are kind of coming into this mindset, this world of where the youngsters have got a healthy mindset. So yeah, keep it that way, guys. Alright, cheers, Idle Rider. You'll have to drop us a message in the comments and tell us what your story about when you've passed out. It'd be interesting to see. Okay, so Sparksy, he said, how long have you all known each other? And actually, I'm going to double up because he asked another question the next day, which was, who annoys who the most and how? Is he trying to start something? He's trying to start something, isn't he? All right, Who
annoys who the most?
Yeah. So shall I just I'll tell you what. I'll box off the how long we've known each other one first. I can't quite remember the years, but it's not been all
Maybe
that
16.
long. It's not been all that long. So first met Ash when he worked at Halfords. He sort of gave me a bit of advice because I was new to everything. Tried to sell me, well, not sell me, but tried to get me a bike buy a pair of Chris Kings for my Yeti, which is going to cost me more than my Yeti cost. And then talked to me about trails that he was building locally and stuff. So we had a common interest, got to know each other, and then met up for a ride and started riding together, didn't we? And that was about... You're going to know the year of that better because you know when you kind of left Alfred's and stuff. Has it been about...
2013.
2013. Okay, so 7 years. I was going to say 6 years, so about 7 years for me and Ash. And then me and Justin, we met at Cody Brennan, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that was
2016. That was, in it?
Was it? Yeah. Alright, so 4 years ago. Didn't see each other for about 6 to 12 months, and then go on, Just.
Bumped back into you again up Cannock, innit?
Yeah.
On one of the evenings, just on a random ride.
Yeah.
And hollered ya. And that's it. You never had the channel when we met you in Cody Brennan, though, did ya? It was just starting out or something, so...
Yeah, that's it,
It was just like passing, wasn't it? And then when we bumped into each other at Cannock, obviously you had the channel then, and obviously, I think this no longer has a time limit. Save. And then I think I followed you guys on Instagram then, and then remember you saying, like a week or two later, that we're going FOD on the weekend if you fancied it. And
turns out,
soddies, why not?
Yeah.
All the lads that I started riding with originally, they all just dropped out one by one, so it was good to find some people that was actually keen to ride regular.
Even if they are crap.
Yeah. But saying that, I never met you then though, was it Ash? It's because Ryan dropped out of a trip to Revs, didn't he? When I first met you.
Yeah, man, I think it was actually, yeah.
We're still talking about that? We're
Yeah.
still talking about that one time I missed it.
Did you pass out?
I was asleep on the sofa, weren't I?
You passed out. We were supposed to go Revs, weren't we? And Ryan was like, yeah, so I'm going to go with another lad called Ash, blah, blah, blah. And then Ryan never turned up and ended up just sort of like meeting Ash there. I never even knew who you was I? Just had the phone number. So it's just met like a stranger at Revs for the day.
I just that's how I bring people
the
together.
Part of it all, actually talking about like drinking and that was, I distinctly remember Ryan putting something in the group chat we were in at the time at about 4 o'clock in the morning saying, I said, Ryan, are you sure you're going to be okay? And he came back like steaming with a cocky response like, mate, don't you worry about me, you worry about yourself, I'll be there.
And he weren't there. And the best part was Chain Reaction Cycles was there as well, weren't they? Giving away free stuff. I got like a free set of rims, didn't I, for my bike? You got something as well, didn't you? A free torque wrench or something.
Free torque wrench, man. Yeah, I think I've still got that somewhere actually.
Yeah, and the other pal dads that come, did he have like a free helmet or something or something? Yeah, he got something free, didn't he? What did you get again, Roy?
A hangover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and a 1 o'clock phone call saying, mate, you do know what you're missing out on here, don't you, mate?
And to be fair, like, you guys haven't like rubbed it in at all. Like, you know, you've never been like the type to sort of keep going on about it and saying, "Oh, look what we've got, look what we've got." You know, and that's what I really like about you.
Next question.
It was my own fault. I know it definitely was cocky when I was walking through the alley. It was like that morning, and I'm like, "Mate, I don't know what you're on about. I'm up. I ain't even got home yet." We're going out riding in an hour's time, so yeah. I don't do that anymore though. The other part of the question was what annoys each other, and I don't know how keen I am on this one. It's going to start a rift. It's going to start a rift, isn't it? So all really like the truth. The truth is, for me, I don't feel that we spend enough time with each other to be annoyed by each other. You know, we see each other at the minute, not at all, but normally like once a week. You know what I mean? Or it was once every other week or something like that. So it was never enough to, you know, it's never that personal, is it?
It's a difficult question, isn't it?
It's not really, I can't really think of anything that's like annoying.
No.
Really. I'm not Ryan says that now, because it's like, you don't really spend plenty, like, every day with somebody.
No,
like,
that's the thing.
Like, I've worked with people before, and then, like, after a couple of months, I'm like, yeah, you're starting to annoy me a bit now. Do you know what I mean? That's been with them like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
So Justin's would be like...
With someone riding for like a few hours on the weekend, I don't really think you're with them long enough to start picking up like pet hates about them.
No,
do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think so either. No, it's a tough one, that is, mate. I get it. But just so you know, the sort of things that do annoy Justin is if you buy a coffee, yeah, and you put it on his you put it on his dash, and it steams his windows up, that's going to annoy him. And then if you don't drink that coffee until it goes cold, get out of the car, man.
No, if it don't spill, I don't mind. But you can't buy a hot drink and then leave it in the cup holder on the dash, let it spill everywhere, and then drink it cold.
Yeah.
That's just not
that wasn't any of us, Ash. It was someone that he worked with before.
Used to.
Yeah, but there you go. All right, let's move on. So we have Samuel Williams, 83. He's been following us for a while, actually, really engaged in our channel. It's nice to see. He's bought all the sort of merch and so on. His question is, we just covered that. How do you all know each other? Yeah, we have, haven't we? We've covered it. Sorry, Sam, but thanks for the question. We have covered that because it kind of linked in with someone else's question. We've got Dan R.S. Smith. Is that Dan R.S. Smith? Dan R.S. Smith. I don't know. When are we smashing Loam on a group ride? Like, I think when I called that question out last week, we all got a bit like, didn't we? Like, it's something we really want to do.
Soon as lockdown's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon as we'll hit the chase, and then we were on about doing an uplift get together, didn't we? So hopefully in the summer we can do that as well. We'll just get I don't know, whether it be Bike Park Wales, wherever, or something like that, and we'll just go and invite everyone to it. Not Dovey, not for a group ride. I don't think. Unless people, well, maybe we'll put it out there. We'll let them vote.
Put a vote out. We'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, probably. Cool. Well, there you go. That's the question answered. As soon as lockdown lifts, we'll do a can at one. Hopefully, that's kind of late spring at the latest, and then in the summer we'll do an uplift one. Cool. Cheers, Dan R.S. Smith. M to the P. What up? Do you remember M to the P's question? That's Mike, yeah.
I remember the question.
Who's the first person to be getting an e-bike?
It's been playing on his mind.
Tasman.
Have we covered it?
As soon as someone buys my bike, I'm going to get one. So if you want to buy lightly used, specialised enduro in an S4, holla. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Justin might be the first one, followed by Ash, and then about 4 years later, I'll have one.
Maybe M to the P might be on the flex. You know, he seems pretty keen as well.
He did message me to say it's the future. He says it's inevitable.
It's imminent.
Yeah, man. I just think, like, I keep on switching between ideas. The biggest thing for me is every time that I look at e-bikes, I just look at all the new non-e-bikes coming out and I'm like, oh, that looks good as well, man. Like, I like the thought of e-bikes because of the fact they're e-bikes, but I like the look of the traditional bikes because of the fact that everything on them makes sense. You know, they're well spec'd, good geometry. I think that's the one thing at the moment with e-bikes, man. I think that the geometry is a bit lacking. I still think they must be pumping out frames that designed 4 years ago.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They don't excite me. They don't excite me the same. Like, I get more excited by the new bikes that are non-E coming out, but I get excited also at the prospect of e-power. So
you get excited a lot.
Home conversion. That's the answer. Home conversion.
Yeah, don't even really look too much at all that spec malarkey. I just think I can get up the hills quick enough, and I can get down them, and I can do more of it, and have more energy left. this seems like more riding, more fun.
Should we just ditch the mountain bikes and do motocross instead?
Nah.
I'll tell you what I will sign up for, Ash.
I'll change gears on there and dip clutches and stuff. I'm not down for that.
I'll tell you what I will do, Ash. I'll sign up for an experience day on motocross.
That'd be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I'd really like to see how you get on.
Are they auto?
I'd love a go, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's make it happen. Cool.
Cool.
I don't have anything to say on e-bikes. I like them. It's a thing of the future. That's it.
Have you seen that article on Pit Bike? So I looked at it earlier on, and it's talking about the fact that they think that e-bikes could change the future of mountain bike racing forever. I think it was something about the whole like spectatorship of the sport, and I think it was going down the route of the fact that e-bikes could make it more of a spectator thing rather than it all being about, you know, you either participate or you don't know about the sport, man. So yeah, that's probably a bit of a neurological point, but I
mean, no, it's relevant. So it's like, you know, when like, I don't know, kids are racing, yeah, they have to check the gearing, don't they, to make sure the gears are fair and like they're at the right gearing. Yeah. What are the checks? Are there e-bike races at the minute? There isn't there? Like you can get an e-bike. What's that one that you wanted to do? Just the big.
The Mega Avalanche.
Mega Avalanche. The Mega Avalanche do an e-bike version, don't they? Like e-bike race.
Yeah.
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 I wonder what the tests are for that then, because like obviously you can chip these e-bikes, you can make them go super fast and that. Like surely there's something in place that.
I don't think there's no regulations on the Mega Avalanche as such, like battery power and stuff. It's just open to everyone, isn't it? But
yeah,
I suppose the proper like professional races, I'm guessing they've all got to have similar or the same kilowatt batteries and stuff, haven't you? And surely that's just going to be it. There's no point in someone racing with like a 500 kilowatt against someone with a 700 kilowatt battery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keeping your turbo for longer.
We'll have to see. Okay, so yeah, one to watch out for. Justin will be first. Ash will be following him. It feels like it's happening this year. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Watch this space.
Could be a bit sooner than what I anticipated, actually, man.
Yeah, I mean, last week Ash said, like, what did he say? He was like, Justin was gutted because Ash was like, yeah, like, it's going to be.
Yeah, he started to backtrack. Ash was all game. Like, as soon as you get one, I'm going to get one. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know, actually. He's like, yeah, it's just the geometry of them. I'm not sure.
We'll ask him again next week and see what happens. Moving on. What first got you all onto doing MTB? This is from Carl_UTV. What got me onto MTB was living my age from the age of sort of 17 to 25, where I just ate whatever I wanted, drank whatever I wanted, partied non-stop, and then went, hang on a minute, I think I'm doing myself in here. I think it's time to rein it in and start taking care of myself. And so I met my partner, we settled down, and I found something else to do other than drink and eat curries. And yeah, once I bought a bike I really enjoyed it, and that was it really. It just carried on from there. Ash?
Actually, you know what, after we talked about this one last week, didn't we, and I've actually just had a thought and brainwave in my head. You know what first made me, this is going to sound stupid, first made me want to get into mountain biking? I was like 5 or 6 years old, man, and I saw it on YouTube Frames, some bloke just absolutely like smashed himself up over the handlebars, and I thought, that looks like a good sport to give it a go.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. So, ever since then, I've always got it in the back of my mind. I remember being asked, just like conversations, really, you know, is there anything you want to give? And I was like, yeah, actually, you know what, I've always thought about getting into mountain biking. And I remember Ashman Park, which is like, you know, around the corner from where I live, they've got a BMX track which has been there since when I was a kid, like. And I remember going over there, I was growing up, and we'd like have the local kids on the, well, we were there on whatever bikes we could get our hands on, like, at the time, you know. And there'd always be, like, some of the older lads on some, like, I don't know, like an Orange 222 or something similar, you know. It was, like, still antiquated, but it was, like, you know, a proper bike, and it, you know, it got me buzzing, and I was like, I want to give that a go, definitely. And I think I had a Santa Cruz Saracen Raw 2 health special, and that was like the first kind of proper mountain bike shaped bike I had, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is sick, man, look at this. I think I got over the chase a couple of times with my dad. We realised it wasn't quite going to cut the mustard. It was heavy, like, you know, and probably oversprung for what it needed to be. And about, I think I had that stolen, and then about 2 years after that I got a replacement, but I ended up replacing it with a Boardman full sister, like, you know, just bought it on a whim. Me and my dad got over the chase for a few rides properly this time. The rest is history, man, that was it.
Justin, what got you into mountain biking, mate? What was it that triggered it?
It was probably not long after my son was born. I was just bored, being in the house, man, not doing nothing. Stopped hangovers and kids don't mix, so I weren't going out drinking.
No.
I weren't doing nothing. Like, going to the gym was just bored me, man. So I remember just sitting there browsing YouTube, looking at random stuff, and then it was I come across the Mega Avalanche video, and then started looking at loads of mountain biking videos, and then just thought, that looks like fun, man. I want to do a bit of that. I remember I messaged my brother saying, should we get some mountain bikes? Look at these videos, it looks cool. He was up for it. He had no kids at the time, so yeah, I remember we went and got him. It was a Carrera, actually. We drove to about 3 Alphas to try and get him a mountain bike. Got him a Carrera. I brought the Ghost off of Palomine, who used to go mountain biking, and yeah, we just started going out on the bikes, just different places, man. But obviously the first place was Cannock. I remember riding around there with a full face helmet, because I weren't sure what to expect at first.
That's okay.
Like monkey trail with a full face helmet.
That's okay. You've done that this year. Sorry, you did that in 2020, didn't you, as well? Do you remember when you forgot your half lid? Yeah, some things never change.
I forgot my helmet, my normal half lid, but yeah. But, yeah, that's how I got into it, really. Just enjoyed it.
Cool. And
9 years later.
Still doing it, yeah?
Yeah.
Next we have Hodge08. Top tips for jumping. Who's going to answer that one? Go and check out Sam Blake.
Getting into GMBN.
Yeah, go and check out Sam Blake on GMBM.
Yeah.
Is it Sam Blake? It's Sam Blake, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Sam Blake. Yeah. Freestyle guy. South African, is he? Isn't he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, check him out. He's like just got to
Blake Sampson, isn't it?
Blake Sampson. That's it. What did I call him? Yeah. Sam Blake.
Sam Blake.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
He probably won't see this anyway. It's all right.
We can't give you no tips on jumping, but I think having some big kahunas helps in some instances.
Yeah, but sometimes that could be worse, because you could have the guts to do it and then just annihilate yourself. Obviously Neil Donahue does some good tips on there as well. The main aim is really to preload and then to bunny up. So learn how to bunny up, and I think it's the American style bunny up you're learning. It's front wheel then back wheel, isn't it? That's what you want to do, and it's also known as the pop. So as you go off the lip of a jump, you're popping, you're preloading before it, and then you're letting off, and you're popping up into the air into a bunny up, and then landing in the transition down. Easy to say, difficult to do, but commitment's the first key. The other way to jump is just to allow speed to do the work for you, which is what a lot of people rely on, or if you're in cleats, to be clicked in and just drag your bike up in the air when you're flying. But it's not the correct technique, so learning the right technique would be the best thing to do, and there's plenty of videos out there with top tips. But none of them were made by Trails Don't Pay Bills, though. So, Lucy MTB, diehard she is. She's a diehard Ash fan. Let's just say it, man. She loves Ash. Yeah, she thinks she put in the comments the other day. She put in the comments the other day, and I don't know whether you read it. I think I might have told you about it. I don't know. That she says, you don't know how funny you really are.
It's a different type of humour, I think.
Yeah.
I get what it is.
I like it. I do like it. I am a fan as well. I am a fan. That's why I put it out there. So she's like got her own list of questions. We could do a whole video on Lucy's questions here. So what I might do is, there's one that she's asked for all of us, and then I think there's some more direct ones, yeah. So we'll do that. Okay, so she's asked, have you ridden in Europe much? Well, really quickly, I haven't. Ash has, because you've done Portugal, haven't you? Justin hasn't. No. The truth is, we were all three of us, plus Dave and some family members, were all meant to be going to Morzine last year, just as the pandemic slammed and ruined our plans. So we'd have had a amazing video of us over in Morzine, smashing some big boy trails, and it never happened. It looks like these guys might still be going this year, but unfortunately that's not the plan for me. You never know, they've got cameras, we can still get that video, can't we, boys? A question to all three of us again. Where are your favourite trails?
Favourite trails?
Yeah.
Probably Wales, aren't they?
Pretty much. Yeah.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah. So where's your favourite go-to place?
Bloody hell. I'm probably going to say the one I've probably been to the most, and it'd be Revolution Bike Park. Yeah, I like all the other places. It just seems, I don't know, like we'd get Fridays off work, wouldn't we, and just be like, Revs, just send each other a text just saying Revs, ? And it was like, go on then. So,
yeah,
you know, you could usually get on there last minute. You could book Thursday and get there for Friday, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, it's got loads of stuff there, loads of stuff we can't ride, loads of stuff we can ride, and yeah, so I think it's just the availability of it. I don't know, I think a lot of people get put off by Revs. I mean, I was the first time I turned up, I thought, bloody hell, what am I doing here?
Me too.
But yeah, I'd just say Revs, just because it's probably the most visited bike park that we've been to.
Ash?
Come back to me.
Come back to you. After that big breath, you just like held us all in anticipation. Man. Come back to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go with quite a popular one, and it's Cody Brennan. I try to be different, but I just can't. I just really love the beast. I think it's an amazing trail to ride. I love the length of it. I like, if I'm gonna do any climbing, I prefer it to be a fire road climb. And then just dipping off into those little runs, rocky runs, just flying down. The specific trail I like is Abel, isn't it? Cain and Abel. The real rocky section, anyway. It's got to be Cody for me at the minute. But there's plenty of other trails out there that I really do like as well.
Okay, so for me, either Lagan Wolf Tracks. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was.
That was pretty sick, man. Or Snowdon, just a fast tank down Lambert's path, man. That was class as well. Completely different rides. I mean, the Lambert's path is just quick, isn't it, man? Like, there's not much technicality to it, as long as you can keep your front wheel up over like the drainage ditches. But it's just like a bone shaker, man. You're looking to keep your teeth in by the time you get to the bottom. And then I think Lagan Wolf Tracks is just on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? It's just techie, really out there wilderness riding. You really feel like you are in the back of your own, don't you? And that's one of the things I really like, actually. I like when I'm out on the bike, the further removed from like civilization, like the better. I like to feel like I'm just there by myself, man.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. I really like the technical climbs in Lagan Wolf Track. It was sick. Cool. All right, there you go, Lucy. There's our 3 favourite spots. Ash decided to throw 2 in because he's Ash. Another one from Lucy, obviously. Rye. We must be like, you know, we must be close because she didn't call me Ryan, she called me Rye. So I might be like, do you know what I mean? Where did you learn your editing skills from, and is it all iMovie? No, it's not iMovie. and what editing skills. The truth is, I'm self-taught. I don't really know much about computers or anything like that, or technology. I'm a bit late on it all. I was too busy partying, wasn't I? So yeah, when it all sort of come to it, I learned how to use a laptop through the job that I did at the time. I was just given a laptop. It says, right, this is part of your new role now, and I didn't even know how to switch one on. So I learned how to work a laptop, and then yeah, I just started playing around with an app on my phone and kind of learned how to edit through that. And once I'd got the bones of it, you just start adding things on and looking at tutorials and watching a lot of YouTube. That sort of helps if you watch what other people are doing, and you can start to sort of go, hang on a minute, I know how they pieced that together, I know how that happened. And yeah, so I guess I stole a bit of stuff from other people as well, but I'm far from perfect. There's so much more to learn. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for asking. One for you, Ash. Do you know how funny you are?
Well, thanks, Lucy. I'll be. I'll just use the responses to the videos as a bit of a yardstick to gauge you by, man. I think the missus didn't appreciate my sense of humour, actually.
It's a different crowd, isn't it, mate?
I think
different crowd. It's a different crowd, innit?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, my missus used to laugh at me. She don't anymore. Does your missus laugh at you, just?
Yeah, I still got it.
Yeah. So last one from Lucy. She says, do you jet spray yourself off before you get back in the van to go home? That's for you, Justin.
Do what? Jet spray myself, dude?
Yeah, do you jet wash yourself off before you get in the van to go home?
I brought my onesie. I just stripped the onesie off, didn't I?
Yeah.
I just think biking kit in general is just subpar, without a shadow of a doubt. I think when I look at like the climbing kit and like walking kit, and that is genuinely waterproof, you know, then you get this kind of middle ground stuff with the bike and stuff. It's all touted as being waterproof, but 3 washes in and you might as well just, I don't know, stick a cotton top on.
But the Nick Wax, yeah. Nick Wax is the right thing to talk about. I haven't tried it yet. I've actually got a hole in my waterproof trousers now, so I don't know how waterproof they're going to be. But washing them with Nick Wax is the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, to be fair, I don't mind you. I've got like it's like a smock. I couldn't afford the full zip. I had half a zip. But like the Nick Wax, the washing stuff, it works to an extent, but it's just never as good as when it's brand new off the peg. And I think when this one, bites the dust, I'll probably just get myself just a normal walking jacket and just deal with it being a bit heavy and a bit sweaty. And I'd prefer to be fully waterproof rather than like a halfway house.
Yeah, here's another one from Adam from Skills Leap. He says, will Bambiting be made into a song or a rap? And I read that and I was like, well, that was never the plan. However, what an idea! So, Justin.
Imagine if that was our intro theme tune, man.
That'd be pretty sick, wouldn't it? So, I don't know, like, the truth is, we're not skilled in the way, none of us can sing. As for rapping, I don't know, there is a bit of history there, but I'd really rather not do the rap thing. It was when I was 13.
What more lines would turn out like?
I think you should definitely get involved, Ash. However, listen up, if there's anyone out there that would like to do a Bambiting rap, feel free, hit us up, let us know. We will make it part of our intro for each video, if it passes. Yeah? That'd be funny. Justin's shaking his head. Is that a no, Just?
I ain't doing it.
You ain't doing it. But there might be someone out there that can rap, that could literally rap about our story, about the bikes, about riding, about Bambiting. I'd be well interested in seeing that or hearing that. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. So yeah, let me bat it back out there. We're not going to do one because we can't. But if there's anyone out there skilled enough, please feel free. Thanks for the question, Adam. Right, final question then. And I guess we've kind of covered this a little bit, but it's from Ethan_postless. It's like he's telling himself, post less, don't post too much. Unless it's his last name, in which case I apologise. It says, best bikes for around £1,500. Ash.
Orange Crush. No, Orange. Was it Orange P7? Is it the steel hardtail jobby that they do? I think that's quite a nice bike, man.
Yeah. Is that
for £1,500?
Is it in that price bracket? Is it? Yeah.
I think so. I'm sure it is. It's around that one. Second hand. Yeah. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it fairly simple, man. Let's just talk. I'd say just talk brand new, man, because there's too many variables when we start trying to talk about.
Would you rather a brand new, no name, or a second hand, something decent, like a decent second hand bike?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
So we spoke about this, didn't we, Ash? Times have changed, haven't they? There's so many different things now that, like, it's like, so for instance, the last bike that I built from scratch, I had to find a pair of forks for it with a 118 steerer that wasn't tapered. I searched pink bike every day for about a month and a half and couldn't get a pair. And this was about 6-7 years ago, wasn't it? About 6 years ago. Couldn't find one. And when I finally got a pair, they were rubbish. It like fell apart.
Yeah.
And we're in a time now where there's so many different parts to fit different bikes. I just don't think people are really buying old frames and building bikes up at the minute. I don't think people are doing that. I think people are buying brand new bikes at the moment, and I feel like that's probably the best way to go, from my own experience anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think if you're talking £1,500, like we said earlier, nice, solid hardtail is the way forward.
Cool. Okay. Well, that is all the questions. Just double checking. It's all the questions I've got copied that I've sent to myself anyway. I hope I haven't missed anyone. If I have missed anybody's, drop it in the question in the comments, and we'll answer them. Yeah, we'll answer them via message. And I guess the last bit that I really want to do, which is something I said last week and I don't want to lose touch with that, is what are you going to improve on this year?
Ash.
Gonna sort the manual in schools out. I think that's a big thing. I want to get that down.
Cool. I'll get that. Justin's good stuff. Justin's like, I wish I'd have gone first. Go on.
Yeah, and I think confidence on drops, that's going to have to come as well. They might feed into each other though. If we can get the manual, I think the drop will come. So manual, drops.
Yeah. One of the questions that's asked quite a lot whenever I bump into people is, has Ash done that drop yet? Yeah. I've said that to you, you know that already. But for everyone else, that people ask me that a lot. I think it'd be a massive milestone to be able to ace that. Excuse me. I think those fizzy sweets are getting to me. But yeah, I think that'd be a massive achievement. Just to have the bravery to step back up to something that you're totally in fear of. You've got, in all honesty, like now that you've like done what you've done, and we revisited it, you know that like it's a fear thing for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a massive achievement.
We're definitely going to have to go back and take another look at it. Probably multiple looks. But I tell you what.
Nearly committed to something then.
I reckon. This could be big words here, but I think as soon as I've got this new bike, I'm not going to say when we're done before I have a new bike, but I think that will be the encouragement. If I haven't got it done by then, especially with an e-bike, I think,
breaking news!
I just think it might be a bit confidence inspiring. You know, I've got that extra weight behind you. You know, it might just carry you over the edge and stop you from being able to back out. Like so, yeah.
Cool. So manualing. Justin.
better biker in general.
Overall.
I would be not chicken out of doing certain things.
Like what, mate?
easily.
Come on. Like what?
There's always like a bigger jump, a bigger drop. There's always stuff that you're going to approach and think, oh, could have done that or should have done that. You know what I mean? There's always going to
I've got a challenge for you, just.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Before the year's out, I reckon you've got it in you to hit full moto.
Oh, Ash. Full moto.
Full moto. I reckon you've got it, man.
It's big, that is.
Yeah.
If,
Don't know about full moto.
if you're going to go for
Maybe.
just, I'll join you.
You know that drop at Dovey over the concrete drainage pipe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's a bit more original.
Acing that.
That's just one thing I've got to clear. Like full moto is like 5 or 6
Massive
beautiful
gaps.
gap jumps in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good
Yeah.
one, mate. I think, yeah, conquering the fear on that pipe there, it's, yeah, we've been there twice now, and both times we've dropped it and just gone, no, we're not doing it, so, yeah, I agree with that. So for myself, it's a bit of the same, really. I just think I want to be able to get a little bit more stylish in the air, so I'm starting to gain confidence being in the air. I wouldn't say I've perfected the technique, but I know what I've got to do. It's just getting past that little bit of fear of being high up in the air. I'm quite comfortable going far in the air, but just going high and transitioning into a downwards transition. So
I think it all boils down to just doing more biking as well. I've always found when we go somewhere, I feel like the biking's better in like
half
that
day.
little sweet spot just after lunch. So you've had your warm-up runs in the morning, and you have a break, and you get back on it, and like you have a few good runs, and then it starts getting towards the end of the day, and like your joints are aching, starting to feel a little bit tired, and then you knock it on the head. But there's that little sweet spot in the day where I feel like you do your best riding. But then if you don't ride for 2 weeks again, it's like, or a week or whatever, I just feel like you start to build up, and then you don't go, and then you do other, I don't know, family stuff on the weekend. You don't go biking for 2 weeks, then you go biking again, and you seem to like, you start up and you lower down a level. Like I think if we was to say, book, I don't know, a whole month of biking every weekend, I think the biking levels would be a lot higher than if you rode 8 times in a month at a bike park, or if you just went 2 times a month. You're going to be more progressed after riding the 8 times in the month than the 2 times in the month. So I think a lot of it's consistency as well. I think, you know, you're only going to get better by more riding.
It's true. It is true.
Isn't it?
It's true.
You know, so I think we need to, try and just get out as much as possible and try things.
Yeah. And we will, as soon as Boris allows us to. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it. Unless anyone's got anything else to add.
I think we should ask in the comments.
Yeah. He's pointing again. Look, he's pointing.
I think we should ask for suggestions in the comments for topics to come next.
Yeah.
As well.
What topics to cover in our next podcast? So yeah,
You
if
might
you,
not want to see another podcast.
they might not. They might not. You never know. We'll see. This is a trial. As soon as we can get back to the real mountain biking, we will. But for now, we're going to sit in our humble homes and talk to each other on screens, and then share it with the rest of the world. So yeah, that's a great suggestion. That is actually, Ash. Guys, if there's anything you'd like us to discuss, and I'll put it out on Insta as well. Drop it in the comments box. Just say, oh, would love you to do a video on this. What you've got to bear in mind is we're not full of knowledge. We don't know everything. We're just regular guys, but what we can share with you is our experiences, and if you'd like to hear that, feel free to throw it into the pot. Ash has a little bit of knowledge. I'll just layer onto that. Ash does have a bit of bike knowledge, but yeah, me and Justin are clueless, I'd say.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm not, but just I'm joking. Those llamas know more about biking than Justin does. Where's he gone? They are llamas, aren't they? They're the llamas. What are they?
Alpacas.
Alpacas.
There you go. You don't even know your bloody animals.
Yeah, no, it's true. I don't. Cats and dogs, and I'm lost after that. Okay, cool. Right, so peace out from me.
Peace out from me.
Peace out from me and the llamas. Llamas. Alpacas.
Peace. Normally when we do this, I'll talk to you. He's playing computer already, isn't he? It's like going through the menus. Look, yeah. Anyway, should we just go? Should we go? Let's just go.
You going?